Yo, what's good, freedom marchers? Give y'all a minute to get up in here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's a beautiful Monday. Why is it a beautiful Monday? Because I'm one day closer to getting the fuck up out of California. Yeah, there are many factors in the case. Alan Powell. But you know, the real issue is that, you know, it was an accident. His brake lines failed, and it resulted in the death of 4 people. Now, I am referring to a truck driver whose name escapes me right now. But how y'all doing this afternoon, this evening, wherever you're at in the world? This is Terrence Bain. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy channel, where today, on Monday, December 20th, 2021, I am going to talk about the truck driver that just received 110 years for a fatal accident where his truck, you know, careened and hit something and caused a fiery explosion or whatever. From what I understand, the truck driver, you know, all safety precautions, 20 years should have been said and done. Well, I know that you're supposed to, if you have a runaway truck. So what happened was the brake lines failed, okay? The brake lines failed, and, you know, he was supposed to take his truck off to the side where there's an embankment, where there's sand and rocks that is supposed to help stop the truck from being a runaway truck, right? Because you don't want it to hit other cars. So you're supposed to take it into this shoulder. But at the end of the day, it was an accident, right? So if there's a law, there are precautions you're supposed to take as a driver, period. But at the end of the day, an accident is an accident, right? So let's say your brakes failed. You're driving, you know, you're panicking, whatever. If your brake lines failed and you hit another car and cause a death, you're not going to get 110 years in prison. Even if you kill 4 or 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 people, you cause a 20 car pile up, a lot of people die, there's an explosion. If it's an accident, you're not going to get 110 years. Now, I know that you're a truck driver. You're supposed to have another level of responsibility. But at the end of the day, you have a big-ass truck that you have this big-ass truck and trailer that, if you don't have any control over it, you can't slow down. You're going down a hill. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say, oh yeah, just pull over to this way. Yeah, pull over into this embankment. It's easy to say that, but it's one thing entirely to actually be in that situation where you actually have to pull that shit off. Just like if you're a concealed carry license holder and you're training in all these different scenarios to ward off an attacker, right, to defend yourself against an attacker. It's one thing to train and drill, but once that moment comes where you have to defend your life for the first time ever, will you switch on or won't you switch on? You might switch on and handle it just like that, or you might hesitate for a moment, which could probably get you killed, or, you know, could get others killed. So I'm not going to fault the guy for not running off into the shoulder. Should he have run off into the shoulder on paper? Yes. Are there things that he's supposed to do as a truck driver to ensure that he's driving safely? Absolutely. But to sentence someone to 110 years in prison for an accident, and for that to even, for there to be mandatory sentences for an individual who accidentally does something is retarded, okay? Whether it's due to negligence, you know, if it's not deliberate, and now if you're being negligent, that's where you have, you know, lawsuits, civil lawsuits and things like that. That's why you're insured and bonded, right? Your company can get sued because guess what? They are partly responsible because they are allowing you to represent them as a company. But to sentence someone 110 years, like for an accident, that's just crazy, man. That's just crazy. It makes no sense. I don't know why they have mandatory sentences for truck drivers who accidentally do shit, right? You know, you're not. So if you are on a construction site and you know you have an accident that causes a death, you cause a death due to an accident, right? Let's say you're on a roof or something like that, and you trip, and you're holding a fucking brick, right? You're a bricklayer on a roof or something. You holding a brick, you trip, and the shit flies over the side, and you hit somebody in the head with it. Should you go to jail for that? And they die. Let's say they died. They broke their neck. They cracked their skull open, and now they're dead. Should you go to jail for that? Should you go to prison? Because you're supposed to take the precautions to ensure that you're walking straight and making sure you don't have tripping hazards in front of you. You're supposed to ensure that there are no tripping hazards. The whole job site is responsible. Everybody on the job site is responsible for safety. My thing is, this. It was an accident, right? When you actually when you give somebody 110 years for an accident, you are setting a bad precedent. And now what you're doing is what's going on right now. No, there are truck drivers who now refuse to deliver or drive into Colorado. They won't deliver in Colorado. Right? So now you have a disruption in your supply chain. As if you needed more disruptions, as if you needed more hurdles and obstacles in the supply chain. Now you're adding to that. And, you know, now everybody is going to be affected negatively by this. I understand that he had a plea deal. Why the hell would he take a plea deal for an accident? Why is there laws that says, okay, if your brake lines fail and you don't properly pull over into the shoulder where, you know, there's for runaway trucks, you know, then you guess what? You're going to go to jail, right? You're going to go to jail, and your 110 years is not going to do anything to comfort the families. As a matter of fact, the families of those 4 dead are saying that they don't feel like he should get 110 years. So how is giving someone 110 years for accidental death, how is that helping the families of those who are dead? What is that doing? Because when you send somebody to prison is supposed to be rehabilitative, right? It's supposed to do that. It's like rehab. You're supposed to be rehabilitated. What is he being rehabilitated from when it was an accident? Now, if you want to strip away his license, if you want to sue, all that shit, because that's why there's insurance. That's why truck drivers have insurance. That's why the companies have insurance and are bonded. I'm in the field where there is high risk of accidents and deaths. I'm in that field, so I know these things. I have a complete understanding of how this shit works.
The exit on the right.
I know that there are thousands of deaths in my field alone each year. So there are extra precautions there are extra, let's say, safety nets, not necessarily even safety nets, because deaths are going to occur. And when those deaths occur, that's why companies are insured, so that the families can receive some type of recompense for the loss of their loved ones. You can't really replace that. You love that person that died. There's nothing that you can do. There's no amount of money that you can give to somebody who is grieving a loved one that will never get them back, right? So no amount of money, no amount of years in prison is going to do anything. It's not going to help, right? It's not going to add to, it's not going to relieve the families. It's not going to help the grieving families. So what's the point of it? Now, if you murder someone intentionally, cold-blooded, premeditated, even in a fit of passion, you murder somebody, okay, so now you have that intent. Now the intent is there. You're a dangerous individual who wants to be dangerous, who wants to kill, right? So let's remove him from society. So y'all mean to tell me, because I see y'all caping for the justice system right now. I see some of y'all who act like y'all against the justice system. Now y'all caping for the justice system. So y'all mean to tell me that it's okay to give someone who accidentally kills some people, for whatever circumstances were surrounding it, it's okay for them to get 110 years, but for Brock, the swimmer who destroyed a little girl's life, deliberately raping her by a trash can, it's okay for him to get 6 months probation.
Onto East Carson Street.
Because I've mentioned her before. I didn't see y'all coming here, say anything about that.
Next exit,
child molesters can get 3-4 years for all kind of crimes. Child molester, child rapist, statutory rapist. No one complains about that. But y'all want to sit up here and act like it's okay to give somebody who accidentally killed some people 110 years. Like, what is that doing for society? Giving someone 110 years.
Left turn.
Is that going to stop accidents? Is that going to, what does it do? When you give someone, what kind of, what lesson are you teaching? Because brakes are going to continue to fail. People are going to continue to panic when brakes fail, when they hit black ice and slip and slide all over the road. This ain't doing nothing but exposing the justice system for what it is. This ain't doing nothing but enriching the prison industrial complex. The same justice system that protects child molesters and child rapists, because guess what? They might have to have their closet exposed and their skeleton spilled out. So they don't want to be too hard on them, but they can go ahead and come at a truck driver who's just trying to do his job and had a terrible accident. Oh, he didn't take a plea deal. So what? So what? What does that have to do with anything? He didn't take a plea deal, so therefore he deserves to get 110 years? That's asininity. That's asininity. That, like, come on. Y'all miss me with that.
Straight ahead.
Oh, he didn't take a plea deal, so therefore, no, that's nonsense. It's nonsense. Why is that even a law? So why
keep left?
Why not keep it 100? Why not keep it consistent across the board? Every time somebody has an accident that causes harm to somebody or someone else,
in 2 miles,
fuck it, mandatory sentence for you too. Why just a truck driver? Let's say you accidentally stepped on somebody's foot and broke their toe. You didn't do it on purpose. You were walking down the street. They were walking down the street. Maybe their foot went underneath your foot. Maybe you were walking in a straight line. They were walking crooked. But because you stepped on their foot and broke their toes, you got to go to jail. 5 years for each toe. How about that? Let's be consistent. Every time somebody has an accident and causes damage, you just go to jail. Mandatory sentencing for any accident from anybody. What? Let's do it all the way one way. You know, I'm pretty sure the private prison owners, they love that shit. Oh, you mean y'all gonna put some legislation forth that will imprison people for accidents in general? Period? Like every time someone has an accident, they go to prison? Let's say you rear somebody. They slammed on the brakes. You weren't on your phone. You were just following a little too closely. You were tailgating. But, you know, your depth perception might not be as good as someone else's. So you think you're not tailgating, but you really are. So when they slam on the brakes, you slam in the back of them. So depending on the injury, that determines how much time you get in prison. So if they get whiplash, 3 years in prison. If they need surgery, 20 years in prison. If they die, death penalty. How about that? Let's do that. Let's be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Let's be complete and utterly consistent. If y'all can convince me that he didn't deliberately, if y'all can convince me that he purposely caused those deaths, then I'm on board. Give him 110 years. If he murdered those people, okay, let's give him 110 years. But if it was an accident, if there was some negligence, some failure of the brake failure, because brake failures happen all the time.
Next left, and then left turn.
You know what I'm saying? So let's be consistent. Otherwise, we need to start punishing people who have accidents, no matter what. If your kid accidentally spills drops a glass, and then their sibling cuts their foot open, well, they go to juvie. Fuck it. Since we're doing that, let's make that crack. Let's make it crack. You know, have some jackbooted thugs come to your house and take your child because they dropped the glass and their sister cut their foot open. You know, you take your daughter to the ER because they need stitches. 2 years per stitch. Why not? Fuck it. Fuck it. Every single accident somebody has. How about that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Let's be real about this shit. But now we have truck drivers that are refusing to go into Colorado to deliver goods. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all about truck drivers. These truck drivers, man, they stand up for their people. I'll tell you that. They stand up for their people. You fuck with truck drivers. Y'all go ahead. Think it's okay to fuck with truck drivers. Yeah, I know 4 people are dead. All right, it's very sad. 4 people died, and dying by fire is not. I'm pretty sure it's probably one of the most painful ways to die. But nothing is going to take that. 110 years in prison is not going to take that pain away. 110 years, he's not going to be rehabilitated from anything because he doesn't have a malicious heart. He's not a psychopath or a sociopath. He's a guy trying to perform a job, and he failed at that job on accident. So what are we fixing there? If you want to fix something, then you make sure that he can never drive a truck again. You sue the company. You know what I'm saying?
Proceed about.
You make sure the family's compensated with the insurance money when they file a lawsuit, or you know, just get that's how you take care of that. It's even the money from the lawsuit is not going to help the families. It's not going to bring back the people that died. So what's the point of making someone who had an accident go to prison? What is the point? Unless you want to enrich the prison industrial complex. You know? I mean, come on now. You know, it's just like when the police kill unarmed suspects of a certain color. You know, y'all say, well, you know, stupid games, stupid prizes, and all that bullshit. But when
in 2 miles,
when the police allow Antifa to burn down buildings and they arrest you, right? They arrest you for self-defense because Antifa members are beating your ass and you pull out a gun and you know you try to defend yourself and they arrest you. Y'all want to be mad at the police, or you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy how y'all pick and choose when the justice system works. And I'm not saying y'all, I'm just saying people who, you know, whoever thinks it's okay to send somebody up the river for 110 years for an accident. An accident that resulted in the deaths of 4 people. Nonetheless, it was an accident. Nonetheless, it was an accident.
Next exit on the right,
you know?
And then left turn.
But shout out to those truck drivers. I know my wife's cousin's a truck driver. I know truck drivers. That they are the life's blood of this country. And unless y'all are out there being self-sufficient, growing your own food, raising your own food, you know, making your own clothes, creating your own textiles, manufacturing, unless you got a little manufacturing plant in your community where y'all making everything that needs to be made for your community to run properly, you know, I don't know. Y'all might want to think twice about condemning truck drivers for standing up for their people. Because, and this, it's not even this. The truck drivers, you know, Joey B, he wants to initiate these mandates. And for whatever reason, come on, man, come on.
Next exit on the right,
for whatever reason, a court just removed the stay on Biden's mandate bullshit. I don't know why they did that. So now it's going to go to the Supreme Court. But nonetheless, you have 80,000 truck drivers, 80,000 truck driver shortage. And then you have so many tens of thousands of truck drivers that aren't snapped, right? They're unvaseline. They didn't take the Vaseline. You have so many tens of thousands of truck drivers who didn't get the Vaseline, right? If these mandates go through, and Biden is going to try to push this countrywide, they're going to try to pull some shit because there's a country, I think Germany, where they just want everybody to get the Vaseline. Doesn't matter if you're working or not. Doesn't private, public sector, or whatever. You know, these courts, these courts want to. I like I said, I don't know why they removed the stay. Right? I don't know why they stopped the I don't know why they lifted the stay for the mandates. I don't know why they did that.
Next light.
Who knows, man? These people, it's supposed to be checks and balances, but at the end of the day, all these people work for each other, man. So all these truck drivers that aren't snapped, they're going to go back. They're not going to take the snap. You know what I'm saying? And if Joey B gets what he wants, you think it's bad now. You think inflation is bad now, right? You think inflation is bad now. Wait until Joey B tries to enforce these mandates. through the OSHA. Let's say OSHA gets their way and they're able to push these mandates. Y'all think it's bad now? Y'all think inflation is bad now? Shit. Let them truck drivers stop. And this is what they want, right? They want the truck drivers to stop delivering. They want the truck drivers to get caught up. They want the supply chain to be disrupted. They want the supply chain to be disrupted. They shut down the pipeline, right? They killed tens of thousands of jobs without blinking an eye. They didn't give a shit, right? They were supposed to create hundreds of thousands of jobs with renewable energy. But they didn't create those 100,000 jobs before they fucking shut down those tens of thousands of jobs. They don't even know what the fuck they're going to do. They barely passed the infrastructure plan. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about pipeline workers. That's their fucking field. So now they have to be retrained. Y'all don't get it. This shit, what they're doing with this 110 years, they knew that this was going to cause an issue. This is what they want. They don't care about the people of Colorado. You think they give a fuck that truck drivers don't want to go to Colorado? Hell no.
Proceed about
This is what they want.
South Normandy Avenue.
This is what they want. They want a private. They want to kill the private sector.
Turn ahead, and then
They want zero parallel economy. They don't want you to have an alternative. So when Joe Biden is already talking about 20,000 motherfucking immigrants coming over here, 20,000 visas, right? He wants to give 20,000 work visas because of the labor shortage over the holidays. You think it's going to stop at the holidays? Joey B is giving 20,000 jobs away. You know, you had the interim governor of New York sitting up here talking about, oh yeah, we'll just have the military get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? We have military nurses, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they will fill those jobs. They will they will socialize everything. They will socialism everything, right? They'll all of a sudden you'll see HEMTT trucks, HEMTTs, you know, military. You'll see military trucks delivering shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to get in on that type of job, guess what? You got to raise your right hand. You got to sign your life away. They're killing jobs, bro. They don't give a shit about the people of Colorado. They don't care about supply chain disruptions. They want them because they want a reason to step into the private sector and take over the private sector. They don't want private anything. They're going to say, look, these truck drivers.
1 mile to South.
First of all, they're not going to be able to fulfill all those. If all those truck drivers quit because of the mandates, on top of the 80,000 truck drivers we're short of, they're not going to have enough military personnel to replace them. Let's get that straight right now. Y'all think that the government is fucks shit up now. Wait until they control everything. Wait till the private sector is completely destroyed. When the private sector is completely destroyed and the government is running everything from fast food to motherfucking fucking toilet making, you'll see how insufficient and fucked up government ran shit is, right? Just look at Canada. Look at the medical system in Canada. These motherfuckers have to wait 6 months for routine medical procedures. 6 months to a year. Right now, I can go to if I have a splinter in my foot, I can make a same-day appointment with my PPO insurance. I can make a same-day appointment. I can go get an adjustment with a chiropractor tomorrow with my PPO. Tomorrow. Try to make that happen in somewhere like Canada. I won't be able to see a chiropractor for 8 months. And I just get more and more fucked up. And I'll need a 3-hour adjustment. Y'all go ahead. Think it's a game. Think it's a game. When the government takes over everything, don't come hollering at me about nothing. Y'all better go ahead and start being self-sufficient. Because yeah, next year is gonna be something else. I already told I mentioned this year, if you want to make major moves, this was the year to do it. Well, you got a little bit more time. You got next year is going to be the year. After next year,
in half of a mile,
you have to already be in position.
South Normandy Avenue.
You got to be in position. Because this shit ain't gonna stop, yo. These mandates, everything that is happening off of this Modelo 19 bullshit is going to just snowball, right? They're using the Omicron, the Omicron variant. They're acting like it's the worst variant on earth. Even though we know we have data coming out of South Africa that shows that this shit is weak as fuck. The Omicron variant is mad weak. In the UK, it's mad weak. And in the UK, like right now, Boris Johnson and them, they're talking about all this, that, and the third with the mandates and the boost of this, boost of that, and the Mickey Ficky, maybe lockdowns and all this other shit. But they're not telling people, yo, get your vitamin D cracking. Load up on vitamin D right now. You need at least 10,000. Now, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you what I heard from a doctor and multiple doctors. Okay? 10,000 IUs, or not 2,000 IUs, whatever it is, however many units or whatever per microgram. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. You need a certain level of vitamin D in your system. And many of us are woefully deficient in vitamin D. So it's important that you supplement with vitamin D supplements and vitamin K. Once you go over a certain amount of vitamin D, there's a certain level you need vitamin K to kind of like do something with the bonding of the fucking calcium or some shit. I'm not a doctor, but vitamin K, vitamin K2, vitamin D, you know what I'm saying? This is what they found, that this greatly reduces your negative effects of the Modelo 19. If you get the Modelo 19, if you have enough vitamin D in your system,
proceed about half of a mile,
you likely will not suffer badly from the Modelo 19. And the more obese you are, like the heavier you are, like if you're super obese, you'll need more. Right? I think it's 5,000 something. 5,000 IUs of vitamin D for a regular sized person, and like up to 10,000 for an obese person.
Quarter of a mile, left turn onto Southwestern Avenue.
So get your vitamin D in, and they're not telling you about zinc. They're not telling you how zinc is hella good. Like if you once you get sick, you take some zinc, and that will greatly help when you're sick. But they're not telling people that, right? They just want you to think, oh, well, you got to get the SNAP. You got to get the Vaseline. That's the only way. That's it. That's the only way it's going to. That's the only way you're going to fight this thing. I think, who was it? What government official was it who said that there's going to be a lot of death and sickness for those who don't get the SNAP this winter? That's what he said. So these people, they don't care about supply chain disruptions. They don't care about you being better. They don't care about none of that. So listen, if you think that you think they sweating off this truck driver shit, hell no. They're itching. They are itching for these truck drivers to park. They're itching for it because they want us to say, oh, government, please help us. Government, please help us. The truck drivers, they sat down. We can't get food. We can't get this. We can't get that. You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do? We need you, government.
Next right, and
then guess what? You're going to be willing to bend over. You're going to be willing to bend over and take all them inches. No Vaseline, no KY jelly, none of that.
Next right.
You're going to be ripe and ready for the government shaft. You're going to be ripe and ready for the government shaft.
In a quarter of a mile.
Not y'all, but, you know, the masses, man. The silent majority. You know, it's coming, y'all. And if you're smart, you'll prepare for you'll prepare yourself. You'll prepare your family. You'll prepare your community for the event that the government is not going to be here for you. Or not the government. Yeah, the government ain't gonna be here for you, but they're gonna act like they are. But guess what? When they come save you, it's gonna come with a price. That safety that they're gonna provide. When they get you the supplies that you need, it's gonna come with a price. Excuse me. They're gonna want more compliance. They're gonna need you. Listen, y'all just wait and see. Y'all just wait and see. It's gonna be a sad day. Marcia T, how you doing? Pastor Yoda was good. Yeah, Pastor Yoda's crazy. Awesome Alice says D3 is one that builds your immune system. Yep. Hello, just joined the stream with poor internet. What's up, Rashard? Yeah, liquid vitamins. You want to make sure it gets past the stomach acid. Viruses only have a certain amount of energy. They use energy if they use energy in being deadly, it's harder to spread. If they use energy in being easy to spread, they are less. Exactly. I'm ready to produce my own D3 naturally. Oh, that's what's up. Best start planting some heavy gardens. Oh, yeah. Medicaid in Georgia 3-week wait. Man, that's a short wait compared to Canada. Shouting at clouds was good. Alan Powell says, if you're a cop and have an accident and kill someone, you may not even get any time. Exactly. You won't get time. You get paid administrative leave. And you might get fired. You know. I don't agree with his sentence. Just proves they charge people for how they want. Exactly. Of course they charge how they want. I don't even understand that. I don't understand that law. I don't understand a law that will sentence somebody, give someone a mandatory sentence for an accident because they didn't do something that you feel like they should have done. I don't understand the logic of a law like that when government officials, they do shit they're not supposed to do all the time. They don't follow the protocols. They don't follow when, you know what I'm saying? When they do shit, it is what it is. It's just, you know, y'all don't want to mess with these truck drivers. Y'all just don't. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all want the truck drivers. Y'all want to be on the truck driver side. Y'all want the truck drivers to be able to do what they do without any worry about, you know, if they suck at truck driving, get rid of their ass. I don't agree. If the mechanical problems were proved, it should have been taken into account. Like the judge said, he had mandatory sentences to dole out. It's not the mechanical failure. So it's what you do after the mechanical failure, right? It's once you have a runaway truck and there's no way you can stop it on your own mechanically, there are certain things they want you to do in order to stop the truck. They feel like he didn't do the things that he should have done. And if he didn't, that means he sucks. And he needs to, something needs to happen, but not goddamn 110 years. My trucker friend said he never drive there. Well, I mean, you're talking about Colorado. You're talking about it gets snowy, icy. It can be treacherous. Like, absolutely. I wouldn't drive there either. Matter of fact, I got to drive my little truck, my little Tacoma. I got to drive it to the other side of the country when I leave California, because I have certain equipment that I can't, ship with the stuff that I'm shipping. So, I have to drive cross country with, I got some certain exercise equipment that to be on the truck. I got certain exercise equipment that I only trust myself to get across the country. So I will not be taking any northern routes to get to the south where I'm moving to. I'm going to be taking the most southerly route where there's going to be less cold, because I ain't trying to fuck with nobody's snow. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody's ice. I'm pretty sure I might have to drive through a town or two that's where it's snowing and shit like that. But yeah, truck driving is dangerous. Instead of killing them on the spot, they keep them in prison on taxpayers' dime for life. It was probably sold as mass murder, mass pedophile law. Yeah, no, I took the I-10 from when I drove from Dallas to California. I drove from Dallas, Plano, which is just north of Dallas. I drove from Plano, Texas to California, and it took me 22 hours. And I did not stop. I only stopped to piss and to like get, drink, get some coffee and shit. That's only, I drove straight. So it's going to take me about 36 hours to get where I'm going. So I'll probably drive 16 hours the first day, and then, sleep at a hotel or something like that, and then drive the rest of the way. I'm not doing those scenic routes. I'm just trying to get there as soon as possible. Driving in SoCal is risky enough with all the Jeeps and Prius drivers going slow in the fast lane. Yeah, they do that. They do that. All right, guys. Anyway, it's crazy, man. We don't need these truck drivers to fuck around and stop doing shit. They're the backbone of this country. There's a lot of shit we won't get. We need them. And we don't have to want to rely on airlines, freight airlines to deliver shit, because they can only get it to and from the airports. How you going to get it to the warehouses where they in the shipping stations where they need to be shipped out? Listen, it's a very delicate and very crucial infrastructure, right? The truck drivers, they're a crucial part of how this country runs. Like, real shit. Excuse me. They're a crucial part of this economy. They want the economy to crash. They want these truck drivers to stop. I'm trying to tell y'all. They love these supply chain disruptions. They love it. Christopher Alexander says sometimes shit happens. It's nobody's fault. Exactly. Shawnee Cloud says people driving across country in electric vehicles are finding it takes double the time it's expected to be quadruple in the time in the future. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yep. So anyway, you want to start picking y'all shit up from the airport, right? Y'all gonna have to start, or the retailers are gonna have to start picking their shit up from the airport. And guess who they're gonna charge for that? That's gonna go towards inflation, the hidden tax. So yeah, we want to stand with these truck drivers, y'all. But you know, being self-sufficient, that's another crucial thing that we need to do. So I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys for joining the live stream. They don't typically send my video out for people to watch, so I'm surprised I have as many people in here today. Yeah, charge us more to keep us safe. Yeah, so yeah, I appreciate you guys for coming through. Please hit that like button on the way out, and I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Show these truck drivers some love, man. Real shit. You know, like I said, my cousin's a truck driver, and you know, he be grinding, and he's like real immaculate. Like, he's real great with that truck. So much love, like, share, subscribe, and let's keep marching forward toward freedom.